Macedonia is in flames. Small kingdom north of Greek Poleis is in chaos. Last few decades are full of intrigues and murder. Power keeps passing from one king to another. Treasury, once full of gold, now is empty. Many wars and internal conflicts weakened state's economy and depleted its manpower. North and west is plundered by Illyrians and Paeonians, and on east lies powerful Odrysian kingdom, a deadly threat to the whole country. Young King Perdiccas III, who rules independently for a while now, cannot look at suffering of his people and takes matters into his own hands. He gathers people from all around the state and creates army, ready to defend its home. First objective is to defeat Illyrian army led by King Bardylis, a wise and experienced warrior who looted this region many times before and is not going anywhere. Bardylis, the White Star, was born in one of many Illyrian tribes. He spent his youth as a miner, but always desired greatness. He was lusting for power, and his ambition has led him to his goal. He reached almost top of tribal hierarchy, and then usurped the crown. He did not do that just for the sake of money. He wanted something more. He desired to create an empire, one so powerful that no Greek could resist it. Bardylis absorbed local tribes and created a strong army, but in contrary to his predecessors, he also strengthened state's economy. As a young man, he gained necessary experience. It was him who began coinage and export of silver ingots. With a strong army and stable economy, Bardylis turned his gaze south. He organized plundering expeditions many times, collecting treasures and riches, which he shared with soldiers, gaining their respect. Tales of triumphs of Illyrian king resounded far and wide. His actions were observed by none other than Dionysius of Syracuse. Both mighty and both surrounded by enemies, quickly found common ground and together made plans to take over Epirus and Molosia. Conjoined armies swiftly defeated Greeks, and invasion would be successful if not for intervention of Thessalians, Macedonians and Spartans, who pushed the invaders back. Bardylis did not forget this insult and took revenge on Amyntas III, king of Macedon. From now on, he took tribute from him, and his court was full of gold. Every time a new king of Macedon arises, he reminded about the pay and ransacked western part of state. During his long life, Bardylis achieved much. He had united the Illyrian tribes, gave them riches and crushed his enemies. If not for his last defeat, he would be recorded as a great leader who gave Illyrians a beginning to immense power. If not for his last defeat. Perdiccas is young and full of energy, which 90 years old Bardylis might be short of. When both armies face each other, Perdiccas shows recklessness and orders all of his men to attack. Battle is short, but bloody. Perdiccas dies, together with 4,000 of his men. Bardylis has postponed his fate. Son of Perdiccas, 5-year-old Amyntas becomes a new king. The Council of Macedonians chooses Philip, his uncle, as a regent. From now on, he takes care of the state and the young king. He takes action. Their homeland is in danger, and even a day of delay might be the end. He sees flaws in kingdom's army and carries out reforms. For last few years, he takes much time testing with the equipment and training. Also, he gained experience in his youth as a political prisoner. In Illyria, he had a chance to take a look at their infantry. In Thebes, he met Epaminondas, a prominent general who crushed Spartans and started Boeotian domination in Hellas. These experiments and knowledge gave results. Levy infantry is replaced by a professional army, which is constantly trained for battle. Infantry's equipment, typical of Greek hoplite, is shifted into a lighter variant. As a counterweight Two 3 meters long spears are changed into 5-meter pikes, starissas. Soldiers with such equipment, pegetairoi, are core of the Macedonian army. Together, 256 of them creates phalanx. But formation has its flaws, weak sides and rear, so they are guarded by hypaspists, heavy infantry based on hoplites, but also trained in chaotic warfare, where formation has been broken. As an important part of the army, their ranks are constantly supplied with men, at the most dire of situations, by phalangites. Best of hypaspists become part of a game. Commanders' foot guards. Out of them, the very best ones are chosen to become somatophylakes, personal king guard. Cavalry also go through changes. Until now, it was just a bunch of aristocrats who had money to buy horse and weaponry. Now, cavalry consists of heavy squads of hetairoi. Every one of them has kiras, Boeotian helmet, 3-meter lance and sword. Support cavalry, prodromoi, are equipped with pikes. Their deadly charge make up for their lack of armor. Support infantry consists of light infantry, mercenaries and archers. Philip recruits famous Cretan archers. Thanks to that, they are mobile and can change their positions quickly. Such an army combines speed and punch, which no one can match with. Not everyone is particularly happy about the choice of new king. There are 5 pretenders, which claims the right to the throne. Argaios and Pausanias, sons of Archelaus I, get support from rival of Macedon. Argaius takes refuge in Athens. Second one at the court of Cotys, king of Odrysian kingdom. The other 3, Archelaus, Arideus and Menelaus, go to Chalkidian League. For now, they are unable to help them, as they still fight with Athens. Philip goes for an easy solution and orders killing of those 3. Assassin fails, kills only one of them, Archelaus. By a stroke of luck, Pausanias also stopped being a danger. King Cotys got brutally killed by his own son, Berisades. Odrysian kingdom, which was at the height of its power, is now divided, and fight between Cotys' sons makes it even weaker. Meanwhile, at Athens, Argaius, as the only candidate left, promises Athens to give them Amphipolis if they support his claim. Disgrace! What an excuse for a Macedonian. It is a strong temptation, and Athenians can't resist it. The city is full of gold and silver mines, and what's more, it was once part of Athenian state. Rumor reaches Philip's ear. He knows that at this point, war with Athens would end up in defeat. That is a tough decision, but he orders soldiers to leave the city and declares its independence. He has to resign from Macedon's greatest source of income. In theory, he took Athens' casus belli, but that does not change much. They still send a fleet with 3,000 of men led by Mantias. They stop at town of Metone and take it. Here, Mantias, as a cautious leader, commands his men to build headquarters for future actions. Amphipolis, left without defenders, is ready to be taken at any moment. There is no need for haste. Argaius, feeling betrayed by his allies, wants to save what is left of his dignity. He recruits mercenaries and local to his army and goes to Aigai. He calls himself the king and orders town guards to let him enter. But he gets disappointed. No one, not even one person, is interested in helping his cause. What an embarrassment. Angry and defeated, he heads back to Metone. But his every move is eyed by Philip. He catches up with Argaios and orders mercenaries to hand over the pretender and locals to him. Soldiers, scared for their life, rapidly agrees to conditions. Philip shows mercy and let mercenaries go, but as for the rest... After defending the throne from internal enemies, Philip himself takes the crown, and from now on, he rules Macedonia as Philip II. Following Perdiccas' footsteps, Philip decides to put an end to external threats. For now, Bribes kept them from going further. Paeonian king, Agis, who gladly accepted money, dies. Soon after, Paeonia descends into chaos. Philip seizes the opportunity by attacking divided Paeonian troops and swiftly enters their territory. From now on, Paeonia is dependent on Macedonia. Without losing momentum, his army of 10,000 infantry and 600 of cavalry heads west and surprises Bardylis. Illyrian king tries to keep status quo, but Philip makes it clear: withdrawal of his troops, the easy or the hard way. This is too much for Bardylis. He will put down Philip like a dog, just as he did with Perdiccas. He gathers an army of similar size, 10,000 of infantry and 500 of cavalry. Both meet near Lynkestis. Time for the real test of Philip's new army. Philip placed phalanx in center and on the left, Greek mercenaries and hypaspists on the right, cavalry and peltasts on both flanks. Illyrians stay in line, best of their warriors in center, cavalry and javelin throwers on flanks. After preparations, both armies march forward. Illyrians at fast pace, Macedonians slowly to maintain cohesion. Fighting broke out on the entire front. Phalanx hold Illyrians at bay. Shorter spears can't reach Macedonians. After an even fight, the scales tip in favor of Macedonians. Greeks and Peltas gain advantage on right flank. All Illyrian forces are occupied and no one can help restore the balance. Bardylis, seeing the flank crumbling, orders his troops to narrow the flanks. But now, Hetairon and Peltas overwhelm the enemy and rush into the center trying to encircle Illyrians. Both sides receive the news. Bardylis is dead. This, an increasingly weaker position, causes Illyrians to panic. They break apart and run away. Losses at Philip's army reach about 300 to 500 soldiers. That means that his army is still ready for a fight. Illyrian losses? 2,000 to 3,000 men. After that glorious triumph, Philip receives diplomats from Illyria with a declaration of surrender. Occupation of northwest Macedonia has ended. What is more, Philip gained lands on west. Princess Audata, daughter or granddaughter of Bardylis, becomes Philip's wife. She changes her name to Eurydice in honor of Philip's mother. Population of new lands gains same rights as other Macedonians. In Upper Macedonia, many cities are founded, which provides many new recruits. Best of them are recruited into royal army. Local nobles also join the army as cavalry. Philip also takes another wife, Phila, whose family formerly ruled this area. Beginning of Philip's reign is marked by many successes. After defeating pretenders and external threats, Macedonia is now twice as large. New army proved to be a great success, and the state is no longer defenseless. Despite the lack of gold from Amphipolis, treasury is no longer empty. From the brink of destruction, he led his country into the state of balance and restored its importance. But that is not enough for Philip and his ambition. He will not stop until he reaches the goal worthy of ancient heroes. Much still awaits us: hardships and struggles, conflicts, victories and defeat, fortune and the wit of the gods. This and much more in the next episodes.